Hey guys, Seán here for another episode of the Any Given Run Day podcast. We just finished up our interview, myself and Eric. Eric will be on the podcast recording with Austin Doyle. And the last couple of minutes, they gave me off abuse in the outro. So I was like, you know what, Eric, you're not doing the intro this time. You're gone. I'm going to take care of the intro. I'm going to keep this one very short and sweet before we get into this great conversation we had with Austin. That name may ring a bell for you guys because he did do another episode with us last year. It was just himself and Eric talking about the Art O'Neill challenge and his 12-hour quest challenge and all the rest. A fantastic interview that in itself, but this one I'm not going to give you any spoilers in this one, so I'm going to say you will enjoy it. Before we hit the straight into that interview, and the producer edits all the rest and the intro music and all goes straight into that interview. I just want to say very quickly, congrats to our previous guest Connor Jameson, who is also mentioned on this podcast. When you hear CJ, that's straight to Connor. He was on the podcast a couple weeks ago. At the moment, he's the very top of the leaderboard in Ireland in the CrossFit games, the CrossFit Open games. So he's at the top of it. He did I think he told me he did the body weight challenge. I'm not too sure there's a specific name for that in CrossFit, but basically just because there's different weights and stuff, and obviously over here in Ireland with gyms being locked down, he couldn't have all the specific weights to compete with that, so he's doing the bodyweight version, and he's like literally number one in his category in Ireland. So congrats, Connor, keep up the great work. That is one of our top downloaded podcasts, so I think it's top 3 anyway in terms of the first 2-3 weeks that's been released. It's been that high the download hits. So if you haven't listened to that episode of the podcast, after you listen to today's episode with Austin Doyle, do give that one a listen to, guys. And like I said at the very start, short and sweet, we're going straight into today's episode of Any Given Run Day. Right, Eric, once again, we've got another weekly episode of the podcast. You've got another friend on. Who do we have?
It's one of our previous offenders. So we have Austin Doyle back. We haven't had him on in a year, so thought it was good to recycle some of our friends. They felt a little bit left out there over the last year, so we're getting Ozzy back. Actually, funny enough, because the last time we had Ozzy on, we couldn't shut him up, so we thought we actually need to give him another episode to try and finish the tales from last year. So we got Ozzy back on. Ozzy, how are you?
How are you, lads? Are you well?
Not too
good. Good. Still
Ozzy,
in lockdown.
I can relate to you. You know, you did like for those that listened to the podcast before, you know, you did 12-hour quest things. We were doing running for 12 non-stop hours and canoeing and all the rest. And you did the Art O'Neill thing and all that. I could totally relate to that because I have 6 chickens myself. And how's the farm life going for you?
Well, look, it's the trek every morning now to get the fresh eggs, to come back in, to have the breakfast. There's nothing as yellow as the eggs you get yourself at home. You just can't buy in the shop.
No, it's a certain je ne sais quoi to those eggs.
Are you training the chickens?
Geez, I was out today with them I let them out to get a bit of grass, and I have the young lad with me, and sure, I'm holding the baby and I'm trying to scooch them back in, and it's like to kick a football, except the football can run any direction and fly over your foot around. Impossible. I need to help. I needed to call in help to get the 8 chickens back into the coop, but no, it's a good crack though. It's like in a pandemic, what else would you be at? Like, get a few chickens, a few pigs.
So hold on, you said you preferred pigs. Why pigs over chickens?
Well, I don't know, bacon, like.
Oh, like you're talking about actually eating.
You always want what you can't have. He has the chickens already, so obviously chickens there, he has them.
Yeah,
pigs as well.
Pigs.
A couple of micro pigs.
Yeah,
porky
pigs,
and sausage.
They're kind of more characters. You can like. You know,
the crack of the pig.
Yeah. It was great. I was out today, just like feeding them and topping up the water and cleaning out the house and stuff. And like they were loving it in the sun. They'd lie down. They'd love a scratch, like, so you just come up the end. You'd be just rubbing them like on top of the head, between the ears, and they'd lie down on the ground like, they're great crack, like. Little do they know what's in store in 2 months' time.
Good thing it's not January.
It's obviously the beach holiday, they're putting on weight. They don't know what's coming up the beach holiday. What did you think that was talking about?
No.
Yeah, they're not training. They're getting too fat.
Come here. I see you have the disco strap on the old Garmin. Are you on holidays? Are you training? Or are you just farming?
I just couldn't take it off. I love a party, like. You have to you have to celebrate the small things these days. You have to get enjoyment where you can. So I kept the party strap on. Yeah.
So the party strap. So those who can't see, Ozzy's wearing the Illumina's yellow garment. My strap broke, and I can't find my disco strap, and I'm absolutely raging. So I'll have to get a new strap for it. So come here.
The thing about having a bright yellow strap on, because I'm left-handed. I don't know if that ruins the story before I tell it. But you wear the strap on the wrong hand, everyone looks at you, and people look at you like. I was in the dentist one day. The dentist there, clawing away at my teeth, like, and I'm there leaning back, like I needed to do it for overseas, and he's there. Jeez, I see you're left-handed, and I was like, that's mad. Because I brush on my left hand, I must be missing something on the right or something. Like, how do you know that? Oh, you're wearing your bright luminous yellow watch on your right hand. For fuck's sake. You right-handed people, you just don't know how easy you have it.
We just don't know.
If that was Eric's dentist, he would be like, I just know. He would never have said the watch reason for it.
He'd blow
make
it.
Yeah,
100%. Some sort of a god, I guess. Start brushing the other side of your mouth a bit more there.
Yeah.
So come here, how is training? This is the question we needed to know, because we haven't seen much of you. But how is training and new baby? How are you finding to fit it all in?
Good. No, I suppose I'm probably blessed that the wife is big into training herself. So we kind of do it like the way I do it at the moment. I suppose I was training for the Ultras last year, and then kind of obviously everything didn't go ahead. So with the limits, I got fairly sick of just running like a triangle outside in the race course, and you can do that, but to go out and do a 50 or 60k training weekend, like. And I've no hills near me to kind of do that. So kind of just ease back on the legs on the distance wise. So the way I'm doing now, Monday, Wednesday, Friday is gym, kind of lower body Monday, Friday. And then I do my recovery run on Tuesday, intervals Thursday, and then longer runs the weekend, or else I'll swap the Thursday and the longer run I'm doing a race series at the moment. So just been kind of doing flat out sprints. It's like one long 5k interval or one 8k interval as I did today of intervals. But yeah, so it's good because Louisa, she's mad into training as well. So she's back running and cycling now after giving birth 15 weeks ago. So she's flat out. So she's kind of unbelievable. She's brilliant, amazing. I'm pure awe of the woman after seeing her give birth. So she kind of knows if I don't train, at least once every second day, that I'll just be going batshit crazy. So I just did the gym at home as well. So that's a great help. It's not as if I'm driving 20 minutes or half an hour to go somewhere. I've the full squat rack and all the dumbbells. I suppose I invested very heavily in a set of one of those adjustable dumbbells and a daily weight vest and the squat rack with all the weights. So I've gotten here at home to make bits myself on a Monday, Wednesday, Friday. And then just because I work in the Curragh or in Newbridge, it's grand to go running there on a Tuesday and Thursday, and then I just do the race series to begin. So still flat out training. I suppose I've signed up for 2 races later in the year. I'd be confident enough to go ahead. One is the Seven Sisters in Donegal. Off the top of my head, I can't actually remember when it is, but it's more than 16 weeks away because I haven't started training for it yet. That's I think it's 53 or 4k. It's over the Seven Sisters in Donegal, so it's 4,000 meters climb. So I can't wait for that. It actually went ahead last year.
4,000 meters.
Yeah, 4,000 meters. So what's Mount Errigal is the big one. It went ahead last year, but it was during the period when Kildare and Laois, I'm going to say.
Yes.
We had a lockdown 1.5 here before the whole country moved to lockdown 2. So it was during that, so I couldn't leave to go up to Donegal, so I missed that. And then I'm doing the Dingle Marathon in September, I think. So that's the only things I signed up for. So just doing this virtual series now at the moment. I got a coach for the gym because I suppose my time, like previously I would have just gone training for 3 hours a day. Like I just, and Lou would have gone for a long cycle and it was grand. But, my time isn't my time anymore. And, I wanted to train for an hour and a half a day or every second day. And I wanted that time to count or, be productive as I could. So that's why I just got a coach and he knows my goals and kind of Monday, Friday, lower body, Wednesday is an upper body. So it kind of fits in for the run on the Tuesday and Thursday and then rest on a Saturday and do the farming and then go flat out for the race series on a Sunday. So that's kind of what I've been doing for the last 4 months now at this stage.
Are you finding yourself? So when we started out this as a year and a half ago, Seán was taking the approach of the gym junkie. So he was doing his upper bodies, lower bodies, running his 10Ks, similar to what you're kind of doing. But you were after being your 50K weekends, 60K weekends. Do you notice a difference in yourself in terms of your ability and the endurance wise with this kind of new training with the gym and the running? Or how do you think you're going to fare out with the long distance?
I
or are you going to have to do the longer?
Oh yeah, I'll have to well, on Thursday there now, just for a test, I went out and did a half marathon at lunchtime just to.
Yeah, as you do.
Because I genuinely just love, like, it's 2 hours or an hour and a half of your day, or just I know headphones, right, and just go out and run around the countryside, looking at other farmers, see what they do, get a few tips. It's just great peace, and you just think yeah. But I think I mentioned, like, you're just, you're doing maths in your head about how long it's going to take you to finish the run or whatever, but you're just thinking about, life. And I suppose for many people are cooped up at home these days or working from home, just getting out for that run and that it's just you and you, like, it's not a race. You're just getting out. You're going towards your goals, or you're going in the direction you want to, but it's your time. There's no phone with you. There's no distractions. It's just you out in the countryside. If you can go to the countryside or a park or whatever, like, it's just a great thing for your head, like, to get out and just go out for a run. Like, everyone has different releases, obviously. Like, so, like, I probably do enjoy the gym more. I enjoy lifting weights, but then if I could do a Mount Errigal every day or a Seven Sisters every day, that would be probably the best thing. Like, but that's not feasible, like, really.
And do you think? How do you feel after that half marathon? Did you think all the weights you'd been doing made a difference in it? Were you feeling it in the legs a bit more? Were you like, the endurance is there, it's not there?
Surprised it was there, yeah. Because I suppose I ran a 10K there 3 weeks ago. That's the longest I've ran. Maybe, I've tried under 12 and 15 somewhere this stage, but like that 21 was the first I ran this year, I'd say, maybe. But no, I was just I check in with the coach every Friday, like, and on the Friday morning or Friday after I finished the gym, just not a single niggle. Now, he's giving me a lot of single leg stuff, just to build up abductors and stuff like that, like, or adductors. So, like, the gym program he's giving me, while there is compound deadlifts and squats and bench and stuff in it, a lot of the other things like step ups and glute bridge and stuff like that, it is tailored towards me going back into the long run and later in the year. Like, so definitely it's built towards that direction as well. But obviously, I told him I wanted bigger arms, so he has to have that fit in there too.
The disco muscles.
If it's
curls,
doesn't matter if it's lower body, core day, bicep curls have to get in there somehow, some ways. Like,
is it even the gym?
Let's go.
Is it even the gym?
That's all I do. I just do bicep curls.
No, but definitely you have to, like, to like, if your average cadence, I think they say for a good run is 178 steps per minute. If you're running for 2 hours, pounding on the feet, I'm 75 kg at the moment. Like, that's a lot of, and the 4 times your weight, Seán, you probably know off the top of your head, is it 4 times your weight when you're running? The
I don't know off the top of my head, but I've heard
2 or 4
around that figure, but I'd be lean close to 4, definitely well over 2, but I don't know the exact number to you.
If you're running for 4 hours, 178 steps a minute, 75 kg, you need strength in your legs, and just for my goals. Like, if you're a little whippet of a thing, fair enough, you might do something different, but I think putting the weight through the joints is very important. And then obviously any compound movement, you're looking at your core for 2 hours of a run, you need a strong core as well to keep you upright, get the air in and all that kind of stuff. Like,
yeah, I've said this a few times in the podcast. I think a lot of people during that first lockdown, they just went hell for leather in the runs and just built the mileage too fast. I didn't have that combination of leg exercises, and that's where a lot of injuries came in. I know injuries happen with running, it's part of the parcel, but I think it happened a lot quicker because the mileage and stuff went up. When you do your lower body on a Friday, is it like single leg stuff? Do you pull back a bit compared to Monday after doing intervals on Thursday, a long run the weekend? Is it separated that way, or is it just, how do you feel?
The program's set, so I won't go easy on a Thursday knowing I've got something on a Friday and vice versa. Like, but I tracked my food for 3 months just to kind of get back in the swing of what portions I should be eating, and I was eating too little. So it wasn't actually what I was doing on Thursday for the hour sprints. It was what I was eating the 24 hours around that, getting ready for my next section was actually more important or making the bigger difference. So it's a lot of single leg stuff. There was my technique in deadlift. He fixed up on that, so I'm doing like a pause deadlift at the moment. But everything else is single leg step ups. There's split leg RDLs, glute bridges, both legs. But there's more single legs and compound, I suppose, on it. Yeah.
Talk about that a little. Sorry, just I think that's something rare. I think I've got to spark a few people's ears when you said I eat too little. What do you mean exactly? Do you mean like you're doing too much? Like not too much, but because you're training 5-6 days, it's just you need to get more food on than you were getting on, and you didn't feel as hungry as you're forcing the food in. Eric's talked about something before, trying to force more food in, or do you look at it in terms of total calories? What way you do more food in? And tracking it.
I was on 2,500 calories, and now it was a kind of a tough one because I talked to my coach, and he's a new father. Well, he's a year and a bit now, but he gone through it. So I was like, I am tired, but I don't know if it is just the lack of sleep as well. So he was like, sure, what harm? Up a bit of food and see how you get on. Mm-hmm. Lo and behold, it was grand. So I went from 2.5 to 8, not a massive jump, very small percentage. High enough. It's 40, 30 split, 40 carbs, 30. So in the past, I would have done higher protein when I was doing less running, but obviously need the quick release, slow release kind of energy sources for the long stuff. I would have gone a bit adaptive maybe at the end of last year, but kind of drifting away from that now because I'm doing more shorter stuff or the interval stuff, and then the race series, there's nothing more than a 10K or duathlon, but that's on the bike. Like, so kind of lowering the fat, but for 2.8, it's I can't remember the exact grams of each macro now, but I kind of find now that I'm lose track and food as well. Like, so it's very handy if she has dinner cooked, I'll just copy it off her Fitness Pal. So that's just a godsend as well. But generally, I'll have the same breakfast. Then for a Monday, Wednesday, Friday, I'll usually have a protein smoothie, which would be a scoop protein, a banana, frozen fruit, and milk. But I won't have milk. I kind of find that the milk actually doesn't. I think Tom Dixon actually spoke about this. I don't find milk sits on my gut when I go flat out running. So on a Tuesday, Thursday, or before my run the weekend, my 11 o'clock snack is usually rice cakes, peanut butter, and banana. So I've got my banana, my rice cake is my carbs, and then the bit of fat and the peanut butter is my if for the long run, then say on a Thursday, or if it is long run, I've got the bit of fat in there as well. So they're the kind of only changes I make on my snacks. Just to get extra in, you're looking at a bit of hummus and carrots. That's nearly a go-to snack these days, an apple, stuff like that. But then running days, I'll have 80 grams of rice, and then gym days, I might just down to 60, just because there's less fuel eating, or less carbs eating those days. So I'll maybe add extra turkey burger, extra chicken. So they're the kind of little change you make every day, but generally over the week, it's the same thing.
For those listening and going, holy crap, that's a lot of detail in terms of no. I mean in a good way. In terms of you get to that stage and differentiating even like 80 grams of rice on running days to 60 grams of strength days. I know we've talked a little bit about your Eric and you have on a previous episode, but how long did it take you to dial right in with your body and know what works? Like even down to like the milk and flat out runs in terms of starting running to now, like, is that a long process, or is that something that a coach came to you and was like, do this, you're like, oh, that works? I'd
say first time I did it was about 3 years ago. I went to a coach, sorry, to answer your question in short, got fat tested off him. At the time I was lifting, say, 5 times a week. So he would have, the same fella, he's programmed for me now. He would have put me on a certain macros, would have got on my Fitness Pal, would have tinkered around things, and then retested the fat test again down 2 weeks or 2 months down the line, say, whatever it was. And then you'll have a gauge of what way you're going, like if you're properly into the composition of your body. So I would have learned a lot from then. I have a big interest in food myself. I did a nutrition course myself, not to go online and program for anyone, just a pure interest. I did it myself. Did it online. It then went up to, I can't remember what it was called, but did an exam, passed it, and obviously passed it. But like, it was a very simple thing, like, and just to because it's something if I'm putting that much effort into it, like if you're training 6 days a week and they say the most important part is the other 23 hours, you might as well have a bit of knowledge about, like, would you go invest 25, 26 grand in a car and just go, yeah, sure, I'll take that one. It's just, if you're investing in your body, I was just like, sure, I'm eating 7 times a day. I might as well know what I'm doing with, like, So I kind of, that's where I kind of have my own little kind of knowledge of it.
If people know why you're doing it, and then that's what you did in the background, if you know why you're having this much or whatever it is, I just find that people have more of a buy-in into it then, and then you're going to put more effort into it instead of just being told you're doing that and that's it. It's kind of like, well, why this, and what's the different changes in it?
Yeah, but I'm sure you said it in the past before as well yourselves, like, if you're only getting into it, if people are trying to put on weight or lose weight, like your total calorie goal, like that's a good starting way. And then when you're coming down to the CJ's being top of his CrossFit Games leaderboard, that's when you're looking at your macros and what's actually fueling your performances. Like, I might as well throw in there, give CJ a bit of nutrition advice, but look, I was there from the beginning. And I still mad about it.
Ozzy gave him the leg up there a couple of years ago, but he also chatted to me there a little while ago. My little calorie meals. My little calorie meals, Ozzy was like, yeah, a little turkey bagel in the morning be good. And all of a sudden, the je ne sais quoi bagel was on Instagram. I was like, thanks, Oz. There we go.
Between the eggs and the turkey burgers, there's not a bit of poultry safe in the country, I tell you.
But it is absolutely brilliant. But it's like you said about the nutrition course. It's something we didn't learn in school. Like, if you did biology, you learned about what a protein was. You learned about carbohydrates. But you never learned about how it affected your life, how it affected your moods, how it affected your energy. Do you know, like, most of the stuff we learned is through marketing. So you buy into whatever someone is selling you. And, like, having been one of the biggest lessons I got was in the States with food, because good food was so expensive. And I've never appreciated home so much until I lived away. Because if you wanted 4 fresh chicken fillets, it would cost like $15, $16. And the chicken we would have to buy was in a bag, frozen, and probably laid eggs for 2 years before it was frozen, and it was not the greatest. And then when we read what was in it, like, it was pumped full of everything. Like, it was just bizarre. And then I started thinking about, with a couple of conversations with you as well, as it's like, you were saying, stay away from processed foods, and I was like, geez, that's hard, when you're in a hurry, and sometimes it's easy to throw in. And I was like, now that I've started the meal prep, and I've been doing it for the last 3-4 weeks, the difference in my body, my mood, my energy, my training has been phenomenal. I have more energy than I ever have. The processed foods, I actually feel guilty if I'm going to go for the processed foods, because I'm wasting calories. I'm like, if I have 4 turkey burgers, that's the same as a steak and kidney pie, or, like.
And if you eat processed food as well, it's obviously coming from a factory. You're not supporting the farmers like me and Seán out there. Whole foods, man. Whole foods.
Yeah, but it
cut out the middlemen.
It is absolutely amazing, and it's something that I've tried to bring into the house, and I've sent it on to my sister there as well, about, like, because she was like, oh, I'm struggling with my weight, and she was like that. She was actually under eating for the last 3-4 months, and she didn't even know. And then she started tracking her calories.
Bad's probably a bad way to say it, but it like, under eating is as bad, another word for bad.
Harmful,
like,
for the
your train's good. Like, if you're training and you're under eating, your train's obviously not going to be where it could be. But if you're under eating, just to, day to day, like, your body needs a certain amount of calories to just wake up in the morning, walk downstairs, walk to work, or drive the car. Like, your brain needs fat to work every day, like, just to talk to people, to engage, look at the traffic lights. Yeah, that's green. Like, your body just needs calories every day. So undereating is even worse nearly than overeating. Like,
yeah, it is, and it's something she's realised. So she has 3 young kids as well. The youngest turned 7 today, and a baby, and one older. She's doing 2 school runs. Her step count is about 20 to 25 to 30,000 a day.
Never off her feet, I'd say.
I'd only get that doing a half marathon plus in the terms of a step count to my average.
Yeah.
It's and it's absolutely. She was like, I don't think I'm eating enough. I was like, I definitely don't think you're eating enough. But yeah, and then she found it so difficult to match like the amount of good food she could actually eat for today. She's like, I can't eat anymore.
Yeah.
Here's a bit of peanut butter and a rice cake, and she's like, oh,
You know, like
it is an amazing thing, and a lot of people are always focused on I need to be under the calories, and it's something I was very bad at. And Seán always kept getting on to me about, because I would just skip breakfast and off I'd go, run a half marathon, come back, and then eat crap processed, and I'd be making my calories.
I've done it, but like the end of your run is shite. Like,
yeah,
look at your splits and your heart rate. It's your heart rate's gone up and your splits are gone down. Like, and that is because your body is run on fumes. Like,
yeah, it's something that is really, really hit home in the last little while, especially living away when we had no choice but to eat the processed. And I was like, that's it. When I come home, we'd had a couple of conversations. I was like, I have to make my own meals. I have to know everything that's gone in. There's a couple of little elements that I don't mind, like the microwavable rice, because when you're in work on the go or whatever it is, it's handy for portions, it's ready, and it's microwavable. You take the hit on the little bit of processed if you can.
That's not even,
do you know, like
wouldn't even count that.
Yeah, like. So it's little tricks like that I don't mind, and I'm pickier on the processed food I put into the body, but it is a little thing that people, it's an eye opener. And it's the biggest eye opener I've ever had. I was never taught about it, really. You know, I knew good food, I knew bad food, and I knew, you know, but
on the other side, though, like a cycling food is good as bad isn't good either. Like you know,
no, absolutely.
There's food that gets you where you want it, and there's food there isn't. That's the kind of way I look at it. And now, during lockdown, just because, you know, I'd say it's an off season for me at the moment. Like, I'll have the neighbours are very good bakers, and she made I can't remember. It was genuinely the nicest biscuit I've ever had. Like, I wouldn't say I'm a connoisseur on biscuits. Probably my first biscuit was when I was 13. I've probably had a biscuit every year since then, but this was the nicest biscuit I've ever tasted. And like, you know, you have to, like, the small things there, but like, you can fit these things in as well, like, you know. But don't say good and bad food. Just say, is that biscuit going to get me to where I want to be? That's the way you might look at it. I know, but there is a lot of language that could be used better about food as well. And there's, like, you know, there's a lot of things about fat shaming and stuff. And I, like, whereas I won't say I'm qualifying a lot of things, I was fat, and like any people who say, oh, this is fat shaming, it's genuinely, like, being fat is hard. It's a lot harder than being skinny. And not that I'm skinny because I'm ripped. No, I'm not ripped. But, like, you know, it's, being fat is like just generally getting out of bed is harder when you're fat, and then you're not. Or maybe it's like, fat's probably a bad word to say, but like when you're overweight, everything's harder. Like, so, but like, I think a lot of it is down to the language around different things. You should be happy in what you're aiming for.
It's a hard one at this day and age.
Yeah, it's hard to not offend people
around it. I'm about tiptoe around it as well. I mean, at a certain point, it is unhealthy. Like, you are more you're more likely to, you know, to get sick with different diseases and everything else that comes with that, with increased weight, and that is just, that part of it is fact.
And your recovery,
how you approach it, but like how you approach it is something you have to tiptoe around in this day and age. But no one can
do it only themselves.
Yeah, and you have to want to do it. I think is the want is there. You know, people will say, "I'll give it a go." Sure, even my dad, I don't mind. He doesn't listen to podcasts. He has an old Nokia, so he can't access these. But he'll throw that Nokia.
He'll throw that Nokia at you, and you'll be sorry.
I bet a score on a snake is pretty good, though.
But he was like, "I'll do this diet with you now from Monday," and I think he got to Wednesday, and he was like, "Here, I'm sick of this. I'm going to turn into a turkey of eating on a turkey burger." But the point is, he didn't want to do it. He liked the idea of trying to eat healthy, but you have to want to do it, and it is something like motivation only gets you so far. It's that want to make the right choice for what you want to achieve, and that's what I think it is. And it takes some people longer. Some people need the motivation. Some people need someone checking in with them all the time until they develop that own want themselves. But it is that want to do it, because I know Seán tried to beat me when I was unhealthy, Eric, and he was like, all right. And then what worked with Seán with me is he stopped hounding me, and I was like, all right, I just have to do it myself. You know, like, and I just made that choice then. I was determined to lose that weight. And in 30 days, I just said, right, I'm going to go for it. And it's just progressed since then. But that want was never there for a year or two. And you be doubting yourself. And, you know, it's a vicious circle when you are in that stage. And it is harder, as you said, it's definitely harder to be fat than it is to be skinny or overweight.
To Austin's point, though, the narrative changed then with you was more kind of like, well, we're going to the gym 4 times a week and we're getting stronger and stuff. And then, like, the food was getting there in terms of, okay, well, you know, we did, like, you started getting heavier on the barbell squats and stuff and getting the technique right and that. I was like, okay, well, let's see this week if we can get a little bit heavier than that. And then the food was going well afterwards. You're like, I want to feel good and have the nutrition afterwards to get better, the squats and stuff, and then everything else came with it. So to Austin's point there, it's, you know, good food, bad food, and then having the narratives behind, okay, let's change the conversation to, you know, different goals and stuff, and it will result, like, if you're increasing your running and you're conscious of, okay, I want to get the right fuel in to increase my run, I have the turkey rashers, the bagels, and I want to be able to do a 5K in a certain amount of time, stuff like that. Once you start thinking positively towards those goals, eventually the weight will have to drop because you're working harder at it and the body starts to adapt, and that's what I think works more than you're fat, lose the weight.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. A goal without, or was it a goal without a plan is a dream?
Yes, that was almost as good as Connor's one the other week with the racehorse. What was the racehorse in that?
Eat like
feeding
like a show pony and trying to train like a racehorse.
Start right there. We got a good saying a week off every guest coming on.
Any given training day quote books coming on sale next week, lads, in a bookstore near you. But it is good. But so you've talked about Seven Sisters coming up. So what's the next step now? You're going to stick with the weights now for the next month or two, and then, or what's?
I've this is the second last week of that race series. So next week is a duathlon. I don't know what the distances are yet. It was 2K run, 14K cycle, and 4K run last time. So I'd say it'd be something around that. I think my 16. Actually, I'll check my Garmin. I think 16 weeks from the Seven Sisters is soon enough. Could be next month. Yeah, it's the end of next month. 27th of April is when I start the training for that. But again, it's going to be recovery run Tuesday, interval Thursday, and then it'll be a long run on the Sundays. So I'll stick to my...
You'll keep the weights?
Yeah, I will. Yeah. Now I'll probably tic-tac with the coach and see how we're getting on. Yeah. The first few months, your long run is probably a 90-minute run at the most up to the first 2 months. Now it's the way Garmin is, you know yourself, you can't put in the ultra. So I have just a marathon that, and I might later on just start putting in a long run on a Saturday and a long run on a Sunday just to get the miles into the legs. That's the plan for the summer anyway, and then obviously I have to do a bit of the barrel.
I was just about to say I've signed up for that.
And I suppose when we get out of this lockdown, I'll have to go cycling with you. I can't wait to go cycling, lads.
Stop. I think we need to do something wild. I'm not going to say any challenges now, but I think come September, later on in the year, we need to, towards the end of the summer, we need to do something wild on the bike now, and a serious distance. Triple figures.
Lou's going to cycle the what is it? I think it's the Wild Atlantic. No, isn't the Malin. Lou's going to cycle that during the summer. He's an animal. So we're bringing we here. Best thing we bought during best thing we bought is a joke. The best thing we bought. So lockdown obviously has been going on since 2007. So we bought a camper van there October, the end of last year. Actually, we bought it in our 5K, would you believe? So camper van's been sitting outside there. Haven't gone anywhere in, obviously, because COVID, and then we had a kid. But we're going to a wedding on Thursday, her brother's wedding, and we're going down the camper van. Going to be class. But the plan is, anyway, Ms. and Malin, I think, like, it's just her and her 2 friends doing it. So driving up to Malin is the north one, I think. And then Lou's going to start cycling, and then at some stage, Con will want to have some food. So I'll have to drive ahead in the camper van, pass out Lou on the bike and give her a thumb out the window and pull in the camper van. Lou will feed Con jump back into the bike, and off she goes again. And she's gonna do the whole thing. We're taking about 10 days. She thinks about 10 days to do it. So we're taking 2 weeks off work.
My God.
Unbelievable.
She's done. How about her as well?
We be doing live interviews with Jews in the van. That's going to be great material for all the fans. She signed up for a Beast of the East or Hell in the West or something like that. I think it's a half Ironman distance. You know what? You're just naming all the bad weather fronts we've had over the last few years. Go on.
Storm Eric. I think. Do you know what it's Beast or Hell in the West? Do you know what it's triathlon?
I think so.
I think it's half. I think it's half Ironman she's doing.
My God.
Yeah. Like pure auto woman. Like,
how did Valentine missing head on a bike? Like, just like I have a camper van. What do I do? Cycle alongside it for 10 days. Like how did that come to her? That's absolute beast.
I'll cycle beside the van.
Yeah, I'll cycle beside of her.
Seán, there's a pair of us in it, like, you know.
I can see that. He's a well matched. that baby yours is going to be doing marathons by the time it's 6, I'd say.
There's bets on it going to the Olympics at one stage anyway, I think.
Put me down for 20. I'm good for it.
Put us down and put that on now.
I know we're blessed with Con. Like he's firstly he's happy and healthy. Like, but like lads, I can't explain to you. Just. He like now here. Lou's feeding him, so I get more sleep. I'm getting more sleep, Eric. But like he just smiles at you, and you're like, I don't even care. I'm awake, and it's 4 a.m. Like it's brilliant. Like it's unbelievable. Like it's better. Remember I said the finish line at the Arden Hill was the best thing ever. That's the second best thing now.
Oh, that's a big statement.
I know it's some crack. It's deadly. Can't explain to you now.
Well, we will. Go on, Seán.
I was just going to say, look out for Austin Doyle and his family and Ireland's fittest family the next couple of years to destroy that competition.
He has to bang out another one now to make the cut.
I think it'd be unfair if it was for him.
It'd be unfair if it was another. Yeah,
that wouldn't be fair to everyone else.
Okay. Well, the sister Lydia's flat out as well, so I might just get her on the team.
Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah, she's gone big into it now. She said something the other day. She's like, I don't know how we were late at all. Like and like Lou's egg and ranch. I think Lydia went out for a run, like, and she did like she wouldn't know she was big into horse riding when she was younger, like, but she went out running and she went running with Lou and the girl next door. And Lydia's like, she's very chatty. Like I'd say I'm very quiet, like, even though I probably didn't shut up yet. But like Lydia, she talked the whole 4K run on her first run, like, and just jogging along, like, and she totally underestimates how fit she is. She's amazing. Like,
and it is hard to run and talk. I need to shut myself up just to focus on a run, even than some of them.
That's why I run on my own.
Right. You'd be talking to yourself and answering yourself. That's when you know you have problems. Well, look, guys, we'll keep in touch over the next little while. Thanks so much for joining us again on the podcast. Obviously, we'll track Lou as well. Now we'll have to get her on. Now we'll have a little before chat if she's willing and able before the old Mrs. Malin challenge, and we might even see us in the camper for the old Barrow run. Who knows?
Geez, yeah, great idea.
Great idea. We might as well get the use out of it.
I tell you.
So, but look, thanks so much for coming on and joining us. It's been, as always, great to listen to your mentality to sport and farming. It's been absolutely wonderful, and we'll keep in touch with all the challenges. I'm sure we'll be talking again before the year's out.
Hopefully we get out of this lockdown and we just go up the Wicklow Mountains again. Jeez, I can't wait. Can we just go back? You remember when you asked me hike or 50k run? Like, I'd like to run on a 50k hike. Like a hiking terrain is what I would prefer. But if I can run on the hiking terrain, if that makes sense.
Yeah, you're still disgusting. I think it's just proved for me.
I didn't know how to answer that one. Thanks a million for that one, Eric. Austin, thank you very much for being on this week's episode of the podcast. And for myself, Eric, and Austin, guys.
Did he freeze?
He just freeze. He just freeze at the vital part. He did.
Freeze.
Say that again.
You did not freeze.
Like you just forgot your words.
Yeah. I was like, geez, he's very still there.
Till next time. Take care.
Eric, he's after thawing out there now.
Yeah, he's thawing out. You ready? I think we got the stage right because you're here, Oz. You were talking about hiking over hills and running, and he's just look at him there.
I had one job to do. I'm putting the notes away, guys. Thanks for
Here, hold on now.
Oh,
would it ever be the Any Given Training Day podcast if either the intro or the outro Eric didn't slag Seán? In fairness, like,
here, I don't even have to do it anymore. He does it to himself.
Yeah, it's kind of like, I know as I'm saying the outro, I'm like, Eric's gonna pick on something here, or the intro, Eric's gonna pick on something here. I do think about that so much, I do mess it up, and that's my excuse. I'm sticking to it.
Go on, try it again.
We'll try the outro again. See, now I feel like I'm on the spot now. People are paying particular attention to every single word I say, every single syllable I say. Guys, from myself, Eric, and Austin, thank you very much for listening to this week's episode of the Any Given Run Day podcast. That is it from the three of us. Take care.